So basically, my favorite palettes to use when I paint is first there's the neutral natural palette, which I call the Solblick palette. So we'll do this. As I was saying, the first palette I use is the Solblick palette, which is basically, and also it should be strong. Where it shouldn't look like that. Let's take some sort of good blue here. Add that there. And with the Solblick style, I like first to have lots of neutral colors. So let's start plopping them down here. That's a good neutral color. We need some wood colors. Lots and lots of neutral colors. And then basically with this you can make stuff like this. Let's make a rock. That's the sort of stuff we make with this palette we have here. Oh, nice. I love the natural palette. It's nice. Anyway, the next palette that I want to talk about is the vintage palette. Which is my next favorite palette, and basically in this palette you use lots and lots of warm colors. So let's say that I want, what can I make retro? I can make a retro computer. See that? Quite saturated colors, I would say. Not as neutral as we had with the other one. Yes, that looks good. Yellow, that's a bit more that, yes. Looks really good. So you notice that the colors here are really warm, and that's intentional. notice that I saturate the shadows, which is quite odd for most people. It's really cool. Saturate the shadow, get some fire going here. Add some yellow. Try just that. Looks really good. Oh. Get some stuff like this down. Yeah, so basically to get back on the schedule here. So we had the first palette I like to use, which is the really natural neutral one. And so we have the vintage palette, which is in reference to old comics, old watercolor manga, old like movies from the 50s, 60s. Like if you want people inspiration, here we have report of the week. We have report of the week. He does cool vintage. Löwe, she also does like the vintage stuff, which I love. And then we have who does this style? Sebastian Ladwash does the natural palette. Who more does the natural palette? And Minecraft, so Notch also love this neutral natural palette. The winter report of the week, Löwe, and who more does the winter stuff? That's the two major ones. And then we have a third one, which is a bit more rare that you don't really see so much. That's the world palette. And the world palette was big in the like 90s, and it's basically when everything is saturated. And here you will see stuff like Sonic, who more does the world palette? Coldplay does it. Coldplay does the world palette. And Michael Jackson also does the world aesthetics. I would say that's the number ones. So let's draw something here, and I want blue background when I do this. I need to separate this more clearly. Great. And here we have, like, let's make a computer. What more could we add to this? We could add a blue sphere. Make that green really pop. Yeah, this is like my basic, like the basic palettes I use when I create art and stuff. It's the Solblek palette, which is the natural palette. There's the vintage palette, and then there's the world palette. I made this video because, I don't know, because I wanted to talk about what palettes I use and when and why. Yeah, it's a nice video. See you.